Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys 6 ways on how to rent an apartment here in Thailand. If you guys don't want to listen to the whole thing and just want a quick recap of the 6 ways, here they are. But if you want to hear some tips, some tricks, where to go, what to do, and exactly how to use each and every single one of these options, stick around until the end of this video. So I'm going to tell you guys the 6 ways you can do it, but if you want some tips, tricks, and exactly how I do to get a place like this for only $260 a month with everything included, stick around until the end. My name is Alex and you can live through me. Option number 1 is Airbnb. Very simple. Go on Airbnb, rent the place, that's it. Option number 2 are hotel sites like Agoda or Booking.com, which also have apartments listed on them as well. Option number 3 is Facebook groups. I know not very commonly used Facebook these days, but they're a great place to get an apartment anywhere in Thailand, actually anywhere in the world. Option number 4 is going through a real estate agent, right? So hire yourself an agent. Here in Thailand, you don't have to pay agent fees. It's the owner that pays them, but that depends on how long you want to stay here in Thailand because most of the contracts are 6 to 12 months. Option number 5 is to go on websites such as DD Property or Thailand Properties and rent a place. Contact the owner and rent a place that way. And option number 6 is good old-fashioned going door to door, condo to condo, asking the main office which units are available for rent, and you can get some great deals that way. So those were the 6 ways. Now let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use each and every single one of these places, what to do, what not to do, pros and cons, and some insider tips through me. Let's jump onto the laptop and we'll start with option number 1, Airbnb. First option is Airbnb. So just log on to airbnb.com, select your location. I'm going to pick Bangkok. You can choose, of course, Chiang Mai, Phuket, wherever you want. Select the dates, and if you're staying obviously more than a month, you can select that. We're going to choose for a month to make this easier. Let's go ahead and just go from April 1st until April 30th. And go ahead and press search. From here, if you've never used Airbnb, Airbnb is a home sharing website application. Basically, you can rent out your own home to different people, and of course it's like vetted and trusted. People provide their ID and you can really trust it. So throughout this whole thing, I'm going to give you some tips and some things that I find good and bad about Airbnb. So as you can see here, you can go ahead and choose your price range. You can change the filters. Let's go really cheap for the sake of this video. So from 4,900 only up to, let's say, 12,000 or 11,000, something like that. You can choose whichever price range you want, and then you press save here. It's going to filter out all the homes according to that price range. And of course, don't forget and make sure you select entire place, because of course you don't want to be sharing the home with some random people. I mean, maybe you do, but you know, it's COVID and maybe you're just not that adventurous. And then go ahead and basically anything else that's important to you. I'm going to choose Wi-Fi, gym, of course air conditioning. If you're coming to Thailand, you're going to be boiling. It's going to reduce some of the options, but you don't want to stay at a place that you're not comfortable. And let's see what kind of places are available. As you can see here, this is in Thai baht. So 8,000 baht here a month, 19 reviews. And you can take a look at the places. It's got a map here as well, and this is a great way to go ahead and rent a home. You can see some prices here, very decent, right? Because you're staying a month, you get much better prices. It reduces some of the cost if you weren't staying a month or longer, right? So for example, this place here, Riverview, initially 35,000 baht if you stayed individually, like per night, right? But since you're staying longer, and this is only for 11,000 baht, right? So you can go ahead and book this right now, press reserve, or here's the Airbnb tip that I give you guys. Message the host, right? Tell them, hey, you know, I'm a responsible person. I just want to stay your place. I have a budget. Can you maybe accept 10,000, right? Most of the time they say yes. You can save yourself some money. The host can make sure that they have somebody staying in their home for an entire month. It's a win-win situation, so I recommend doing that. And this is a great way to rent a home for a month or 2 months. If you're staying anywhere in the world, Airbnb is my place and my choice. And if you have any questions about this, guys, leave them down below. I would love to answer, but let's go ahead. Let's jump on to option number 2. Before moving on to option number 2, I'll tell you some good things and some bad things about Airbnb. Pros about Airbnb, you get some nice condos and nice places without having to stay at a hotel. I know people like myself, I hate staying in a hotel. It's kind of weird to me. I'd rather stay in a home, and it's all inclusive, right? So most of these places come fully furnished. You get all the things that you need, like a sofa, a washing machine, all the electricity and things that included. Some places might ask you to pay extra for those, but for most cases, all these things are included. You don't have to worry about anything, internet, all that stuff, and it's a great option for short-term rentals. So those are some very good things about Airbnb, and everyone on there is been vetted, has their identification verified, and you don't have to worry about getting scammed, as for the most part anyways. Of course, there's bad examples, but we won't get into those. Most of the time, I've used it for the past 5 years. I've only had one bad experience on Airbnb, but I highly recommend it. Some cons about Airbnb: it tends to be a little bit more expensive than the other options, but still very good. And one more bad thing about Airbnb: you might be limited on how many places you can rent. Depending on the city that you're in, there may not be that many options. Overall, Airbnb is a great place to rent a home here in Bangkok. So option number 2 is Agoda or Booking.com. I'll show you guys exactly how that looks like. This is Booking.com. We'll start off with that one first. Just like Airbnb, log on to Booking.com and select the city that you want to stay in. Check-in date, we'll do the same. We'll choose April 1st to the 30th and press search. Very similar to Airbnb, and this is going to go ahead and give you a list of places that you might be willing to stay. And on the left side here, you see many different filters, and on top as well. So you can choose what suits you. I'm going to go ahead and pick somewhere between the ranges. This is just for this, obviously, for this video. We'll choose 8,000 baht and more, and go ahead and choose something with a swimming pool, maybe around Sukhumvit area, which is a very popular street here in Bangkok. And that way it's going to go ahead and filter out all the things that we're not looking for and only show us the places that we're interested in and the price range that we're looking for. The good thing about Booking.com, you can find some hotels that you can stay for a month or longer. So if you like that kind of feel of a hotel feel, that's also an option. You can see here, you can go ahead and choose from price. I'm going to go ahead and list them from price, lowest to highest, to see what kind of options are available on Booking.com. I'm not going to go into Agoda, but it's basically the same thing. Just to save time on this video, Booking and Agoda are essentially similar sites. Of course, they're different websites, but they offer the same type of things. So now we get to see some different prices here. 7,000. You can see a nice home here. And of course, another 7,000. Some great prices on Booking.com, and these will definitely change based on the accommodation. You can check the reviews, check the pictures, select something you want, just book right through the website. You don't have to message anybody, and some people like that, right? Very easy, convenient, and you know exactly what you're getting, what you're paying for. And once again, Booking.com is a reputable place, so you can be sure that you won't get scammed at least, and you can contact them for customer service. Some pros and cons about Booking or Agoda is that most of them are hotels, and many people stay in these rooms, and sometimes the pictures don't look exactly how they advertise. They might show you a picture of a superior room and sit you in like a standard room or something like that. And a lot of times they say, oh, this place is not available. Can we offer you our sister hotel or something that's much worse? So be sure you don't get scammed in that way. Now let's move on to option number 3. Option number 3 is Facebook groups. Now, Facebook is a great place to find a home because many locals actually post their apartments on there. So Facebook is a great place to check out some homes for rental. And I'll show you guys exactly how to use Facebook to find a place. I'm going to use my phone, but I'll record the screen so you guys can see. Here is how to use Facebook to get a place in Bangkok or any other city in the world. Just log on to your Facebook account, or just create a Facebook account if you don't want to use your personal one, and go ahead and type in short-term rentals Bangkok or any other sort of group, and you'll see a list of grouping, and select the first one. This one is short-term accommodation and lease takeover. Here you see a list of listings that people have posted that they want you to rent. So for example, this one here, it says this is by an agent for 15,000 bahts, and it gives you the name of the condo, of course, some pictures you can take a look at, and you can contact the agent with any questions that you might have. And sometimes you see some comments down below with other people either saying, oh, this is a great condo, it's not a good condo, etc., and so on and so forth. As you can see, there are many listings here daily, that's being updated with dozens and dozens of different listings. So it's a great way to find a place that's affordable. So let me tell you some pros and cons about Facebook and why you should or you shouldn't use Facebook to rent a place in Bangkok. Some of the pros are, like I said earlier, it's very local. You get to stay at a place that maybe isn't advertised on some of the major sites, and it tends to be a little bit cheaper than the other two. Another good thing about the Facebook group is you get to see many other people comment on the same thing, right? So you get to see other people mentioning the price. Oh, this is a ripoff. Oh, what a great deal, so on and so forth. So that's a great option. Some negative things about Facebook is you're kind of taking a risk, right? So you don't know if the person is legit. You don't know if they're going to scam you. Of course, you probably have to be here before you can make any kind of payment. So that's some negative things about Facebook. Let's move on to real estate agents and how you can use them to rent a place. So I'm not going to show you anything on here. Just quickly go onto Google, type in real estate agent, or just type in real estate Bangkok, and you'll see many listings of people. You can simply give them your requirements and they'll help you find a place. This is a great option for people that want to stay here longer than just a month or two, because when you rent for 6 months to 12 months, the price really goes down drastically, right? So you can rent a place for 6,000, 7,000 baht a month, where if you stayed only 1 month, it might be like 12 or 13,000, right? So a great option. Go through a real estate agent. They'll go ahead and set up a few meetings, a few places for you to look at, all on the same day. They'll pick you up or meet you somewhere, and you get to see many options on the same day. That's the great thing about real estate agents. But the negative thing about using real estate agent is that usually you have to pay down payment. So you just have to pay 1 month rent and maybe 1 or 2 month deposit. So you're taking a bigger chunk out of your wallet, but it obviously saves you money in the long run if you're staying here long term. And also you have a middleman, so that means they can do the communication with any language barrier and things like that. So you can choose if that's an ideal situation for you. Going on to option number 5. So this is property and real estate websites here in Thailand. So you can go ahead and contact them directly. Things such as thailandproperty.com or DD Property. I'm going to show you one of those and exactly what that looks like. This is ddproperty.com. It's a very popular website. As you can see, it's very local. When you first log in here, it's actually in Thai. You might want to just go ahead and come up here and change it to English. Let me go ahead and do that. For some reason, oh, there we go. Change it to English so you get to see some of the features, obviously, in language that we can speak. It says buy or rent. We'll click on rent, of course, unless you want to buy a property, which I doubt you want to listen to this video because I have no idea what to do in that case. And from here, you get to see latest projects handpicked for you, and very similar, not very similar, but you can see the concept is the same as Agoda or Booking.com. You simply type in the requirements that you have. For example, we'll start off with location, Bangkok, and see what kind of homes are here for us to take a look at. Once again, you see a listing of homes. You can filter by price, residential, anything like, so filters right now, we only have 2 things that's on. So we have condos, as well as, let's go see what else. Oh, this is a great way to put in a price range. Maybe you can only spend 8,000 baht to 15,000 baht or 10,000 baht. Let's just pick a random number. Let's say 10,000. And apply these filters, and let's see what kind of listings come up. And I'm sure you'll see some prices that are much cheaper than previously. So we have here 9,000, new, fully furnished. It gives you a description, tells you everything you need to know, right? Click on them and you'll see what is available and go on from there. You can contact the owner or the agent that's representing that property, and this is similar. And you'll see some information here. Oh, by the way, here's another living abroad tip. Before you even come into Thailand, make sure you download Line. Line is an application used for messaging, payment, and also food delivery, all kinds of things. So Line is very, very popular here in Thailand. Line is equivalent to like WhatsApp or Instagram or something like that in the West. People always use Line to communicate. So download Line, and this is a Line ID. You can contact them through that as well if you don't want to make a phone call and things like that. Plus easy to translate as well. So Line is very important, and the same thing can be applied to Thailand properties. And this is the other website I recommend. It's thailand-property.com, and it's very similar to the one we just looked at, DD Properties. You do the same thing, and this was option number 5. Moving on to the last option. So option number 6 is good old-fashioned footwork. Come to Thailand, rent yourself a place for a little bit, go ahead and check out some areas you're interested in, walk straight to the lobby, ask them if there's a room for rent. Sometimes they say, no, we don't have anything for rent. Sometimes they say, sorry, we don't do that here. But many times you get to see many options right on the spot with your own eyes, and you can pick exactly what you want to do. And that's it. That was 6 options of renting a place here in Thailand. Thank you for watching, guys. Oh, and here's my tip. I'll tell you guys exactly what I do when I travel. Before I tell you guys what I do when I rent a place, hit that subscribe button. It'll mean a lot to me. So what I do when I travel is I usually get a week or 2 or 3 days, depending on how comfortable I feel around the area. I rent through a hotel. While I'm staying there, I just go outside, I check out some neighborhoods and see what I want to see. Many times I see for rent signs on apartments, condos, things like that. I might give them a call, knock on the door, do something, and once I'm there, I could take a look at them in person. But the way I rent usually is through Airbnb. That's my go-to way. I contact the host. I say, hey, I'm in this city, I'm in Bangkok, I'm willing to pay you this much money, I'm responsible. That way, I don't have to pay taxes, I don't have to pay cleaning fee, I don't have to pay any of those things. and they don't have to pay Airbnb commission, so it's a win-win situation. They get to have someone staying in their home for a month straight, and I get to save a lot of money, sometimes even less than half the price that it's listed on Airbnb. Send them a message. It's a win-win situation, and it's a great way to do face-to-face business, which is kind of missing sometimes in this world. Plus, you can go there and take a look at the room itself. That's what I did here. I came here, I checked out the pool, the gym, I checked out the room, everything was to my liking, and then we made a deal. I gave him some money, and that was it. So it was great. Let me know which of these ways is your favorite. Let me know which way do you think you will do if you're traveling. How will you rent a place? I would love to know. And if you found this video helpful or informative, hit that subscribe button. It only takes you a second, but it means a lot to me. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.